Good day everybody. For today's meeting, we will tackle about the basic concept and issues of human development. So what is human development? It is the pattern of movement or change that begins at conception and continues through lifespan. It includes growth and decline. It can be positive or negative. Before we continue and proceed to the discussion, let me introduce first the subtopics that we will be encountering along the presentation. First is the major principle of human development. Second is the approaches to human development. Third, characteristic of lifespan development. And lastly, principle of child development and learning that inform practice. So now, let us discover the major principle of human development. Principle 1. Development is relatively orderly. It is categorized in two different patterns. First is the prosimodestal pattern. The muscular growth of the trunk and the arms comes earlier as compared to the hands and fingers. The second one is the cephalocaudal pattern. During infancy, the growth always occurs at the top of head, with physical growth in size and weight, and future differentiation gradually working its way down from top to bottom. Principle 2. While the pattern of development is likely to be similar, the outcome of developmental process and the rate of development are likely to vary among individuals. Meaning, if they come from a good home with loving and caring parents, they may develop into warm and responsible children, adolescents, and adults. If they come from a deprived environment, they may develop into carefree and responsible adolescents and adults. Principle 3. Development takes place gradually. It takes years before they become one. In fact, that's the way of nature. The bud does not blossom suddenly, the seed does not germinate overnight. Principle 4. Development as a process is complex because it is the product of biological, cognitive, and socio-emotional process. Biological. Changes in the individual's physical nature. Cognitive involves changes in the individuals through intelligence and language. Socio-emotional includes changes in the individual's relationship with other people, changes in emotion, and changes with personality. Let us now proceed to the approaches of human development. Traditional. Human development shows extensive changes from birth to adolescence, little or no change in adulthood, and decline in the late old age. Lifespan. Human development occurs all throughout the lifespan of an individual. The following slides will tackle about the characteristic of lifespan development. Lifelong. It does not end by adulthood, and no development stage dominates the development. Multidimensional. Development consists of biological, cognitive, and socio-emotional dimensions. Plastic. Development is possible throughout the lifespan. Contextual. Individuals are changing being in this changing world. Finally, growth, maintenance, and regulation. These are the considered goals that varies in every developmental changes.
Hi, I'm Jaiza A. Misala. By this time, I will tackle about the principles of child development and learning that inform practices. When we say the principles of child development and learning that inform practices, this is created by NAEYC, or the National Association for the Education of Young Children. These principles are created to inform and guide decisions about developmentally appropriate teaching practices. So let's proceed to the first principle. All domains of development and learning, like physical, social, emotional, and cognitive, are important and closely related. In this principle, domain development is always interrelated. The younger the child, the more evident this usually is. For example, an infant learning how to crawl, so all domains are used together. Motor development allowed the baby to use his limbs and eyes to see what the desire and thought of an infant involved with locomotion, and that also involves both the cognitive and social or emotional domain. So let's proceed to the second principle, which is many aspects of children's learning and development follows well-documented sequence with later abilities, skills, and knowledge building on those already acquired. The sequence in which children learn is more important than exactly when they reach milestones. According to the author of Developmental Profiles, Allen and Marotz 2003, that the critical consideration is the order in which children acquire these developmental skills, not their age in months and years. For example, as we observe, babies need first to roll over before they can sit or crawl. And crawling is an important development step to walking. So the third principle is development and learning proceed at varying rates from child to child as well as at uneven areas across different areas of child's individual functioning. Development varies because children are just individuals with their own styles, strengths, interests, environments, and patterns of development. Understanding the needs and abilities common to children of a certain age is not enough. Recognition of individual differences, ways of learning, and expression of development are essential for practices to be individually appropriate. So the fourth principle is development and learning results from a dynamic and continuous interaction of biological maturation and experience. These principles includes both the physical and social worlds that children lived in. For example, a child is born with genetic capacity for high intelligence, but will not reach out this biological potential if that children is raised in different environment. So the fifth principle is early experience has profound effects, commutative and delayed, on child's development and learning. An optimal period exists for certain types of development and learning to occur. This means that the care babies receive in their first years can have a lasting impact, which may be immediate and or delayed. According to Weider and Greenspan 1993, that experience that only happen occasionally do not have same cumulative effects as those that happen regularly. The sixth principle is development proceeds towards greater complexity, self-regulation, and symbolic or representational capacities. Research shows that development generally processes in a predictable, orderly way. Children move from the simple to the complex. For example, children first make random sounds and by the end of their first year may be saying recognizable words. The seventh principle. Children develop best when they have secure, consistent relationships with responsive adults and opportunities for positive relationships with peers. This principle follows Maslow's model of a hierarchy of needs, in which physical and psychological needs for safety and security must be met. Before learning can occur, one of children's essential needs is for emotional attachment. According to Bobley, 1969, young children must have at least one positive and consistent primary relationships to develop optimally. The eighth principle, develop and learning occur in and influenced by multiple social cultural contexts. Culture can be defined as the customary belief and patterns of and for behavior, both explicit and implicit, which are passed on to future generations by the society they live in and or social, religious, or ethnic groups. The ninth principle, raise mentally active in seeking and to understand the world around them. Children learn in variety of ways. Wide range of teaching strategies and interactions are effective on supporting on these kinds of learning. Children are active learners, drawing on direct physical and social experience as well as culturally transmitted knowledge to construct their own understandings of the world around them. The 10th principle, play is an important vehicle for developing self-regulation as well as language, cognition, and social competence. So play is an essential to the process of construction of knowledge and supports development in all domains. Play gives children opportunities to understand the world, interact with others in social ways, express and control emotions, and develop their symbolic capabilities. The 11th principle, development and learning to advance when children are challenged to achieve at a level just beyond their current mastery, and also when they have many opportunities to practice newly acquired skills. When children were given a task that is difficult, they easily discourage and lose motivation. Same as when they were given too easy tasks, they lose interest and they find it boring. Therefore, it is cruel, right? So for them not to be discouraged or losing interest, adults must provide opportunities for the children to both gain competence through practicing new skills and push themselves to the next level. So the last principle is children's experience shape their motivations and approaches to learning, such as persistence, initiative, and flexibility. In turn, this disposition and behavior affects their development and learning. Children with more positive learning behaviors such as initiative, attention, and persistence later develop stronger language skills. Moreover, children with greater self-regulation and other learning-related skills in kindergarten are more skilled in reading and mathematics in later grades. So thank you for listening, and we do hope that you have learned something about basic concepts and issues of human development. If you have some questions, feel free to inquire us at esperanza.amarca@g.msuiit.edu.ph or at jaiza.amisola@g.msuiit.edu.ph. Once again, I am Amisola Jaiza and I am with Amarca Esperanza, your reporters. So thank you and keep safe, everyone.